Hello everyone, this video is for the making of The In-Between, which is the last song on the album, which is coming out in 2 days. That's why I am putting this out at the end of this month instead of next week at the beginning of the month where I normally do it, is because I want to be like, hey, in 2 days the album will be up. And the problem is I can't say up where, because there's a little issue. You're supposed to upload like 6 weeks ahead. At least that's what CD Baby says. And I was aiming for that. I had Ember done early. It was pretty much already recorded. And so I was like, okay, well, I'll do The In-Between in 2 weeks in June. And that'll give me the 6 weeks needed. I'm very paranoid, right? Even though a lot of people say, oh, it's up in a couple weeks or whatever. So, you know, life happens. Nando's busy, I'm busy. So that actually got pushed to not being done until the beginning of July. So basically I upload the first week of July, and a week later I get an email saying like, oh, you can work on your artist page. And I use CD Baby because before there was like streaming services, I had Tangent Theory, and I sent them CDs and they sold CDs for me. And they actually, Tangent Theory is on Spotify and all that, they put it on there, but they used to sell CDs, and they used to sell, I had like a little live CD that they sold for me. So I'm like, I'll just use them again. So anyway, they send me this thing a week later that says like, oh, here's your artist page. You can work on your artist page and get it ready for your release on the 1st, August 1st, in 2 days. So I click, and it's the artist page for Tangent Theory. That's the only one showing up. And I checked for every service that I'm supposed to be making an artist page for. And I'm like, okay, this isn't good. And so I'm like going, did they F up? And is it just going to like go under Tangent Theory or what? I don't know. And so I look, and it says it takes 2 weeks for the artist page to be made. So that will put me the week before release, which is basically just a couple days ago if you're watching this now. And if the artist page for Tangent Grove doesn't exist, because maybe CD Baby messed up and there's only an artist page, like they put it under the artist page for Tangent Theory, then I might have to change my name to Tangent Theory, and this channel is going to have to change to Tangent Theory. Now you're watching past me, right? So basically, regardless, no matter what, when you're seeing this, down below there's going to be a link to either Spotify, Apple Music, all the sites they're uploading it to, or it's going to be on, it's probably always going to be on SoundCloud unless I run out of room, and Bandcamp, which the links are down below as well. So you'll be able to listen to it. It's supposed to release on, like I said, the 1st of August, but if something messes up and I have to change everything to Tangent Theory at the last moment, yeah, it's going to be strange. Now, if you don't know what Tangent Theory was, I for the longest time, that was like what I'd write under. So I'd write, you know, all my little demos while I was in Halcyon. And Scott brought over, I forgot about this, but when he first joined Halcyon a long, long time ago, I made him a demo CD of Tangent Theory. So for the longest time, that was just my, you know, little side. That's what I put my demos out as. And then when Halcyon broke up the first time, Knock on Plastic or whatever, I basically, with the bass player and another buddy of mine who's a drummer, and another buddy of mine who was a guitar player, Scott, he was in another band, and he had a gig, and I'm like, oh, we'll play it. And so we played the gig, and then we played another gig after that, and that one, we had them record the live audio, which I put the CD out on, and then it ended up on Spotify eventually. But anyway, long story short, that was always my like writing name. And then after that, after we kind of broke up with, you know, drummers leaving, and then not being able to procure a drummer for more than like a month at a time, we just kind of like stopped doing it. And then I started going under the name, I started going on a ton of different names, like Camp Ursus was one. I always liked Camp Ursus. No one likes Camp Ursus, but I had that for a while. And then like about when I guess I started this channel, that's when I came up with this name, I believe. And so I figured it was good because it's kind of like the next progression, right? I was in Tangent Theory, or I did this Tangent Theory, and then it became a thing, and then it died off, and now this is the new one. And then if I ever, do a band thing with this, and that dies off, I'll be something else. Playing by myself with like an acoustic or something in like a coffee shop, because who wants to deal with people, am I right? So anyway, getting back off that long ass tangent, I don't know what's going to happen. So by the time you're watching it, this channel might already be Tangent Theory. I might just be paranoid and it's like still Tangent Grove, and it just took 2 weeks, but it's really down to the wire, and I'm going to be either changing artwork at the last minute or updating artist page at the last minute. And this is what happens. Like, I've done everything at the last minute on this, so like I get what I deserve. The next album, I'm not doing the whole 1 in a month thing. I'm gonna keep showing my progress on the album every week, but I'm not going to be like, okay, this month's song is this was just kind of this project for this album. So getting onto the song, after all that, this Tangent Theory or Tangent Grove or whatever, basically this is the last song. And it wasn't for a while. Like, I did the order, I had a rough order of part new songs and part old songs I wanted to release, and the ones that would kind of fit with the themes. Like towards the end, honestly, the whole monthly holiday theme kind of died out, because you get less less holidays that really kind of I'm not going to do a Cinco de Mayo song, right? So I kind of was more going with the meta story of this whole relationship and going into a cycle. So basically started off with the demo here. Thank you for not returning my phone call. Thank you for not setting this straight. Okay, and then normally what I do is I take the demo and I try to get a structure. Sometimes, a lot of times I'll change the structure because it's usually a really basic structure. Sometimes it's just verse, chorus, and that's it. I'll basically do like a scratch guitar track, and it's just basically an acoustic and all that. And then what I'll do is, after I get the song structure with this scratch guitar track, I'll do the drums to that scratch guitar track. And that's with EZdrummer 3, Bright Room, low tuning setting. That's the one I like the best out of all of them, and this is basically what it sounds like. Then I use Helix at the moment for all my models. I think it's a good program. So basically the bass is SVT Bright Channel. And then for the guitars, normally I do like a 5150 on one side and a Mesa Boogie on the other, but I always have to like EQ the Mesa Boogie because it's got a lot of that on the high end. And I end up EQing them a lot, and I decided, the 1 amp on there, the Rev Gen Red, I just love the way that sounds like straight out of the box. So what I did, and what I think I'm going to be doing on the next album, is I used it for both left and right guitar, but I used 2 different guitars. I used my Telecaster in one with the little 59 in the bridge, and then in the other I used, it was that Strat that the 2 videos ago I did the Everything Axe video on, and that was that guitar. And with having both of those going through the same setting left and right, they sound differently enough, one being a little 59 and one being a JB Junior. And then I did the vocals, and like I said, the vocals were rushed, so here they are. Sorry. Thank you for not returning my phone call. And there you go. So this is a long video. I apologize, and hopefully next week for me, which is last week for you, everything's sorted out and I'm just paranoid, and we'll continue on with this Tangent Grove thing. If not, it'll be Tangent Theory, like the fate has spoken, you are Tangent Theory, and I just have to change some artwork and stuff and whatever. I tried. Regardless, down below is the album. Check it out. Hopefully it's on Spotify and all that. If not, it will be soon. And don't worry, I'll let you know. It will be soon. For now, SoundCloud and Bandcamp, it's definitely up. And next week's my birthday, so I don't know if I'm going to have a birthday spectacular or not. I'll see you guys next week. Wish me luck on the album. 2 days for you guys, and we'll see how this is. And have a good one, and see you next time.